2 months in a row posting a favorites video. It's like consistency for me. Welcome back everyone. In today's video I'm going to be going through some of my monthly favorites. So I did not do a favorites video for a very long time. It was like months and months of me not doing favorites videos, and it was one of my top requested videos to do. So I put it on my list. I was like, I really want to come back and do my favorites videos consistently. I definitely have been trying more makeup. I've kind of gotten into a routine of doing a PR haul, a first impressions video, a get ready with me, and then a review video. So those will be coming up pretty consistently on my channel. So I definitely wanted to still incorporate lifestyle into my favorites videos as well. So I talk about beauty and skincare. Sometimes I have like clothing pieces, jewelry, but like last month I mentioned like some of my favorite drinks, things like that. And then this month I feel like I have just like a few different things on my list, including books. I have some different books that I read in the month of April that I wanted to talk to you about, since I'm also a book blogger and also an author myself. So that's what I am going to be running through today. I will link everything in my description box, as well as my makeup. I'm wearing one of the new single shadows from Odin's Eye. They just released a bunch of new singles. I did also film a lip combo lip duo video here, and I'll be mentioning the products in this video. And before we jump into it, I do want to say there's a sponsor on today's video, and I am working with Ana Luisa. I do work with Ana Luisa on a pretty consistent basis. I do love their jewelry. I'm always wearing so many of their pieces, and I have a few new earrings, including the ones that I'm wearing today, that I will be chatting with you about. So thank you so much to Ana Luisa. They do have a sale that is going on right now for Mother's Day. Buy 2 products, you can get 25% off, or 3, you do get 30% off. So I will have them linked in my description box. Thank you so much to Ana Luisa for working with me on this video. Thank you all for your continued support on my sponsored videos, and let's jump into it. All right, so like I said, this video is in partnership with Ana Luisa. So I do talk about their jewelry pieces a lot. If you can tell, I am a jewelry lover. I do wear a lot of different pieces of jewelry. I actually don't have my bracelets on yet, but that's okay. I'm actually getting ready. I have a couple of events. I have 2 events back to back tonight. So I still need to figure out what I'm wearing, but I at least have my makeup done. I was able to film a few different shorts for like the eyeshadow and also the lips, like I said. But one of my favorite things to do is putting on all of my jewelry. And I got 3 new pieces from Ana Luisa. So like I said, I will have them linked down below. And I've been wearing their jewelry for several years now. They're some of my favorites. I've gifted out their jewelry to a lot of people. Again, I wear the jewelry really consistently. I just have some of the cutest pieces, from earrings to bracelets, necklaces. You know what's really coming back in right now is ankle bracelets. I actually just bought some belly chains the other day. I'm going to a music festival this weekend in Vegas, and I bought some belly chains. I'm so excited. So this girl loves herself some jewelry. But one of the new pairs of earrings that I got from Ana Luisa is the pairs that I'm wearing right now. These are the Mini Abbey, and these to me are like little spheres on my ears, and I love them. When I saw them on the website, I was like, those are some earrings that I want to have. And since getting them in, I did haul these in my last PR haul as well. Since getting them in, these are the only earrings that I've been wearing because I just think that they are so cute. I love gold. I do wear gold the most, and the other pairs of earrings that I do have are all gold as well. I wear a lot of gold jewelry, like my necklaces are gold. I also love that Ana Luisa has a lot of like smaller, the word I usually use with them is like just a little bit more like dainty style of jewelry, because that's my favorite. When it comes to my earrings especially, every once in a while I'll wear like a bigger pair of hoops, but usually it's like my smaller pairs that I really gravitate towards. And I've been loving these Mini Abbeys. I did also get these Sloane earrings, and I really like these as well. I'll be doing some close-ups. I love the design and shape of these on the ears, and I feel like while they're still small, they can still make a little bit more of a statement when you wear them. So those are the Sloane earrings, and then we also do have the Eden earrings. Again, they're like small, but these are a little bit more on the chunkier side, and they have some bling to them. But at the same time, while they're still like, they're a little thick, they're still like the smaller earrings that I prefer to wear. Ana Luisa has great quality jewelry. Like I said, they do have that Mother's Day sale that is running right now to get either 25% off 2 items or 30% off the 3 items. So definitely something that I recommend checking out if you have a jewelry lover in your life, or if you are a jewelry lover, or if you are a mom that is looking to give some suggestions to anyone looking to buy you a gift. You can definitely check out the Ana Luisa website. So thank you so much to them for working with me. I continue to love their jewelry pieces all these years later. And let's jump into some more of my favorites. I do have some favorites that are like oldies but goodies, and this is one, I know I've mentioned this in multiple videos, but I'm just mentioning it again because I just got another one and I'm already like, I'm tearing through this. This is from City Beauty. This is their Invisa Crepe Body Balm. This is one of my favorite body moisturizers. I've been talking about this for a very long time. You can see I just got this one when I went to the Creators and Friends events in New Orleans. City Beauty was one of our sponsors on there, and we got another body balm, and I was like, I am so excited because I've gone through so many of these. I've repurchased these. I've gifted these out to people. One of my favorite body moisturizers. It's so lightweight. It's almost like, it almost feels like you're putting like water back onto your skin. It is so moisturizing. I do live in the desert. It is very dry here, and it's especially getting very hot here. This is something that I put on every single day. Like, I shower, I get up in the morning, I take a really long walk, I come back, I shower, I slather my body in this, and then even throughout the day, I will continue to apply it to my legs. They also have a really nice hand cream that is always just by my laptop, because right now my hands are so dry, it just feels like everything is dry. So I always keep their hand treatment right by my computer. But the Invisicrate Body Balm is just something that I've recommended this for years. I know I've had so many people buy this off of my recommendation. It's just a staple for me. So something that I highly, highly recommend, especially for like the drier months that are coming up. I do have a discount code with City Beauty, and that is Samantha M. Another like oldie, I mean, this is a product that I've loved for years and years, and like I've gone through them in the past, but lately I cannot put down my Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Pencil. It's in Perversion. It's black. I'm wearing it today. I have it in my waterline. I've used it to tight line. Sometimes I use it if I'm doing like winged liner. I will use my Urban Decay Perversion. This is one of those products that make me be like, why do I try any other eyeliners? Like, this is such a good product, and it has continued to be such a good product for so many years. It really is like its name. I think I was doing a get ready with me the other day, and I was like trying to explain why I like love this pencil so much, and I'm like, it just glides on, and I'm like, yeah, the name. Like, it really truly does back up its name. It glides onto the waterline so easily. It's so smooth. When I use it to create a wing, like, I feel like I barely have to touch this to my eye, and then I can take a winged liner brush or even just sometimes my finger and be able to wing it out, because it's like so smooth and creamy, but without being like, it doesn't move around a lot or anything like that. Like, I don't get like transfer with it or things like that, and it stays. It's a very, very long wearing eye pencil. So the Urban Decay All Nighter, it's definitely not any sort of like new product. It's not new to me, but it's one that I had an extra one in my collection. I started trying it, and I was like, why did I ever stop? Another one, this is an older product, but this is a little bit more lifestyle, but I thought I would mention it in here because I was talking about this on my Instagram stories the other day, and I had a lot of questions for some follow-up. So I thought I would put it in here. I've talked about these products in the past, but just wanted to mention them in here once again. So I try to do an Instagram Q&A like every 2 to 3 weeks or so, just in my stories. I just do the question feature. And it seems like whenever I do it, there seems to be some sort of theme to the questions without, like, I mean, no one else knows what people are writing in, right? So there's no way people are like knowing what they're saying, but sometimes like it's been focused on my dating life. Sometimes it's been focused on like grieving the loss of a pet. Sometimes it's been focused on living in Las Vegas. But the most recent one that I did, a lot of people really focused on like my sleep, like my healthy habits, how I do so many things, and how I still take care of myself and that sort of thing. And one thing that I mentioned, you know, because someone said, you seem to do so much, how do you not crash? Like, what do you take? Like, you know, someone, like I saw one question come in that was like, how much coffee do you drink in a day? I'm actually allergic to coffee, so that answer is none. But what I was talking about in there, in addition to just making a few lifestyle changes after I was diagnosed with PCOS, really prioritizing sleep and, you know, really good quality sleep, changing some of my eating habits, trying to cut back on refined sugar, making more meals at home. But one thing that I also did was really changed up the supplements that I was taking. And one thing that I found was functional mushrooms or medicinal mushrooms. So these are from Eversio Wellness. This is a brand that I found just kind of looking around myself, trying to see like what I could incorporate to try to help, you know, some of the symptoms that I was having. And I started purchasing from them myself, and for about 6 months or so, I continually bought their products. I tried new ones, and then I eventually did reach out to them and say, like, you know, I've loved your products so much. I would love to, like, I'm gonna start talking about this to my audience, and if you have like an affiliate program, I would love to join it to have a discount code. And that's how I started working with Eversio Wellness, and continue to love their products. Two specifically that I pointed out in my most recent Q&A was their Energize Now, and this is cordyceps, and then also their Chill Now, which is reishi. So these are what I take not only for energy, but then also for sleep. So if you look into the benefits of mushrooms, things like lion's mane, turkey tail, again, reishi, cordyceps, tremella. There's definitely a lot of different benefits. One thing that I always recommend doing is, you know, doing your own research, of course. The Eversio Wellness website has a lot of really good information on there. You can see the research, the benefits, the studies that happen with natural mushrooms. Eversio Wellness is also a company that I really recommend because when I was looking into incorporating something like mushrooms into my supplement routine, there's a lot of different ways that companies can get mushrooms, and they're not always all beneficial. They have a lot of information on their website as well, where you can kind of understand a little bit more about grain and whole fruiting and things like that I had no idea about until I went to their website. So it's just something that I definitely recommend checking out. But this is something that helps me. I'm not a big caffeine girl, and I am a very busy person. I am a full-time entrepreneur. I wear a lot of different hats. I do a lot of different things. I'm very busy and I'm very on the go. One thing that I have tried to avoid large amounts of is caffeine, and that is something that I chose to do actually starting in college. Not to say I never have caffeine, not to say I never have a soda or anything like that, but it was a cognizant decision that I made for myself in college. Actually, my mom quit drinking soda at one point, and I saw a lot of the benefits that it had for her, and so I thought I should do that too. And I will say, cutting out caffeine for that first while, like I actually had to call in sick one day to my job because I had such bad headaches because I was having like actual caffeine withdrawals. I didn't know what was going on with me until someone was finally like, you drink like 3 Pepsis a day and now you have 0, and like you had coffee in the morning and then all of your Pepsis and like all these things. And I was like, man, I didn't even know that was a thing. And I remember being like so sick and just being like, I don't want to have this happen again. Like I don't want to have to rely on something like caffeine again, that when I take it away from me, I'm going to feel so sick that I can't go into my job, right? That's just something that has been a part of my life for a very long time. Again, every once in a while I want something like a Dr. Pepper, or like, listen, the McDonald's Coke, like sometimes you just need a McDonald's Coke, you know what I mean? But it's very few and far between that I have caffeine like that. I do enjoy things like teas, and I like a chai, which is black tea. You know, there are certain green teas that I really like, and those do have natural caffeine in them. One thing that can help with energy is cordyceps. So again, recommend like looking into your own research when it comes to cordyceps. These are just a capsule. I actually only have 2 left in here. So just look like this. This is usually something that I take in the afternoon. They do also have blends on the website, and I do their 3 mushroom blend, which has lion's mane, which is really good. To me, it helps me a lot with focus. So in the morning when I make my tea, I put the lion's mane blend in there. And then typically in the afternoon, that's when I go for something like cordyceps. Instead of needing something like a coffee or a soda or something to like wake me up, I will do cordyceps. And then, like I said, prioritizing my sleep was something like, that was one of the biggest changes I made after learning that my stress levels were so high, my cortisol levels were off the charts. And I was like, I know I don't sleep well. You know, there'd be some nights where I would only sleep like 3 hours at a time, and I'd be like, it's fine, I'm just busy, and you know, I need to stay up late working, and then I need to be up early, you know, getting to work right away. And I definitely had a mindset for a very long time of like, if I wasn't essentially killing myself with work, I wasn't working hard enough. And I think a lot of women go through that. Like, we think if we're not struggling, then we don't deserve success. Like, when I talk about things like my success, I always make sure to say things like, well, I worked so hard for it, I put so many hours into it, and I worked for so long without getting paid, and I worked for so long working 80 hours a week. It's almost like I have to prove to myself like I'm successful because I killed myself for a solid 8 years. You know, I didn't sleep for 8 years, I ignored everyone else for 8 years, I made no money for all these years. Like, I don't know what it is with women that we see, like we have to justify our success. We can't just be successful. We have to make sure that we justify it at every single step of the way. It's something that I don't see men do. Like, when men talk about their success, they're just successful. When women talk about their success, we have to have a reason, and we have to have the struggle, like back it up, that that's why we're successful. I don't know why we do it. That's a whole other story though. But like I was saying, one thing that I've tried to do is really prioritize sleep. And I was someone who used to struggle a lot with sleep. It was hard for me to fall asleep. It was hard for me to stay asleep. So I started making a lot of different changes. Just having a good night routine, a wind down routine, starting to get off my phone, starting to get away from blue light, that sort of thing. Journaling really helps me, doing that at night. And I also started incorporating different supplements as well. Magnesium, there's different forms of magnesium, but there is a magnesium that helps promote relaxation. hydration. And then we also do have reishi, which is good for that as well. So again, this is just another one that is just a capsule form, and I take this at night. Sometimes I'll take it with magnesium or L-theanine as well, something like that. I also really do enjoy castor oil. That could be a whole different topic as well. But it is something that has helped my sleep routine so much. I like to listen to a meditation at night as well. And I have completely flipped my night routine. I've completely flipped my sleep routine. That's why, like, sometimes I find it so funny when people are like, it seems like you don't get any sleep, or you must only sleep like a couple hours a night. I'm like, absolutely not. I'm usually in bed by 9 o'clock every single night. I'm at least asleep by 10 o'clock. There's certain nights where that's not always going to be the case. For example, today is a Thursday and I have an event that runs until 9 o'clock. So I will be out a little bit later tonight, but for the majority of my days, and this also includes weekends, I have a really set sleep schedule. So I know I can make my life look super fun on social media, and my life is super fun and I get to do so many fun things and good opportunities, but it's not going to come at the detriment to my health, and it's not going to get in the way of the healthy habits that I have worked really, really hard on since probably about 2020. I think it was around like 2019, 2020 that I really started to incorporate more healthy habits and really trying to change my life around. And then especially when I got sick with PCOS in 2021, I made even more changes. I really want, especially as I gear up to have a really busy travel season, I want to make sure that I'm keeping those healthy habits and not, you know, just kind of undoing all of the work that I've done, especially over the last couple of years here. Talking about healthy habits and healthy lifestyle is something I literally could talk about for so long, and I know you guys are here for beauty, but like, it's just something that I'm very, very passionate about. It's why I started my second channel. I'm trying to do a little bit more over there. I pretty much stopped it after my dog got sick because I just, you know, couldn't focus on so many things at one time. But I really like to talk about this stuff because it's made such a big difference to me. I know a lot of you have been able to notice it, especially physically on my body. You've been able to notice that I lost the weight that I gained when I was struggling with PCOS. You know, every once in a while I still do struggle with like acne. Like I have a breakout right now, but the hormonal acne has, you know, significantly reduced since I've made some better for me changes in my life. And overall, I just feel better, I feel healthier, and I feel a lot happier. So Eversio Wellness, these are things, again, these are a part of my daily routine. When I travel, I buy those like pill organizers, and I have, like, when I went to New Orleans, I brought 2 of them because I was there for a while. When I go on my upcoming travels, I will be taking these. They're something that I need to have in my routine. But if you are looking for ways to like cut out caffeine or have more natural energy, you can check out the cordyceps, or if you're looking for help with sleep, you can check out the reishi. Okay, to focus on a few beauty things, I have some new releases here in front of me. So I've been loving the Sigma Beauty Cool Neutrals palette. So we actually got this last month. It just released a couple of days ago. I'm not sure exactly when this video is going live, but it just released recently, but we had it a whole month ahead of time. Sigma Beauty did sponsor the Creators and Friends trip. If you haven't seen, I'm actually a founder of Creators and Friends events, and we host parties and trips for content creators. So at the beginning of April, we went down to New Orleans, and Sigma was one of our sponsors. The founder came down, had a dinner with us, and then we also got the Cool Neutrals palette. So I've had this one for a hot minute. I have used almost every single shade. I think the only shade that I haven't used yet out of this palette is Thunder. Other than that, I've used every single shade. I did a get ready with me recently using this palette. I did have a Las Vegas makeup artist come and do my makeup with me. She used this palette. Sigma Beauty just has some of my favorite eyeshadow palettes, some of my favorite formulas, and when I saw the Cool Neutrals, I knew that this one was going to be so beautiful. I think the shades in here are so stunning. Love the quality. It comes with a double-ended brush. I do have a discount code with Sigma, which is Samantha, and that will save you some money. But this was one, once I saw it, I was just like, that is such a freaking me palette for sure. So been loving this one from Sigma. And then speaking of eyeshadows, I've also been really enjoying from Cliondah Cosmetics their stained glass shadows. So Cliondah was also a sponsor of ours for the Creators and Friends New Orleans trip. The founders, Maggie and Lee, came down. They actually did a nail polish making class with all of the creators that were there, which was super cool. It was such a highlight of the trip. I know a lot of people really enjoyed that. But we also got some of their stained glass shadows, and these are just so beautiful. I've been wearing the shade Exothermic quite a bit, and I just think they're stunning. I love a good one and done eyeshadow. I'm a very like simple, basic girl when it comes to my eyeshadows these days. I love taking one shade on my pinky and just swiping it and going. Sometimes I add a wing, you know, sometimes I do like a little bit of liner, but for the most part, when it comes to my shadow, I love, like when it comes to the Sigma, a reason why I like this one so much is Simone was explaining that she did this in pairs. Like, so like these two go together, these two go together. So you can put a matte in the crease and then you can put the shimmer all over. And that was how she designed the duos. And I was like, literally, if I'm not doing a one and done eyeshadow, I'm doing a matte and a shimmer. So like these eyeshadows just make so much sense to me and what I love right now. But these shimmers are just absolutely beautiful. I do have a, like, look at that. I do have a swatch video up with these, but you can just see that they are so stunning. The payoff is so beautiful. I've been really enjoying these from Cliondah Cosmetics when I just want a one and done shadow. I did recently get a discount code with them as well. Again, that one is just Samantha. So if you're ever looking for anything, they have a ton of stained glass shadows. They have other products on their website as well. But if you have like similar eyeshadow preferences to me, I think you're really gonna like those stained glass shadows. This will be coming soon in one of my upcoming review videos, because like I said, I do the PR hauls, first impressions, get ready with me, and then reviews. But I wanted to mention it here, and also I'm kind of surprised because I did not think I was going to like this product. This is from Makeup by Mario. It's the Surreal Skin Concealer. Honestly, when I tried, I have the foundation and the concealer. I thought the foundation I was going to like more than the concealer, but I didn't think either one would really be a favorite of mine. But the more I use the concealer, the more I'm like, okay. I use the shade 180, I'm pretty sure. Yes, 180 is the shade that I use. I have it on today. This is a self-setting concealer, and I think that's why I thought at first I wasn't going to love it, because it does dry down pretty quickly. When I first applied it, I like so casually put it under, you know, both my eyes, and then I was just like lightly just kind of blending it, and then I was like, oh my gosh, this is like dry, and I realized it was a self-setting concealer. I was like, oh my goodness, I need to work really fast with this one. But honestly, since doing it that first time, I just know I just need to be a little bit quicker blending out the concealer, but it's beautiful. I do always set it with a powder because I just always do set with a powder, but I feel like it doesn't look too cakey on the under eyes. I feel like even when I put powder on, nothing looks too heavy, and it just kind of smooths it out. I feel like this is a nice concealer. And you know, I say this at 37 years old, so I do understand that I'm not yet like in my 40s or my 50s, so I don't really want to say that I have like mature skin, because I know that is like a separate like category, but I'm also not, you know, 18, I'm not in my 20s, so kind of in that like in between, if you will. But I feel like this is a nice kind of like rewind time concealer, if you will, without the heaviness, because sometimes I find concealers like that it almost looks like it like tightens up your under eyes somehow, but then it feels heavy, or it starts to look heavy within, you know, just a couple hours of wearing it. And I don't get that with the Makeup by Mario. So I've actually been really impressed with that concealer, and it kind of surprised me a little bit. All right, next up is something a little bit different as well, but this is something that I have wanted for a very long time, and I'm super happy that I got this. I did receive this in PR, but this isn't sponsored by them, and I didn't need to talk about it, but it is something that I've really enjoyed, and I'm super happy that I have it. This is called the Ultra Human Ring. So this is a ring, and inside you can see it's like all electronics. I of course ordered it in gold because I love gold, but this is a ring that you wear, and it essentially tracks a lot of different things. So I have a secret to tell you. Maybe some of you might know this about me, but I don't have an iPhone. I do have an Android. And I know a lot of my friends who have iPhones, they really love their like Apple Watches, and they use it to like track their steps and like their breathing and their sleep and like all of these things. Well, I don't have that. I have an Android. So one thing that I've been really interested in getting recently is a ring that will track a variety of different things for me. I like to track my steps every single day because I do have step count goals. Like right now I'm up to about 9 miles every single day. I try to do at least 7 to 9 miles of walking every single day. But one thing that I've also touched on a little bit as well is taking my temperature, what's called your basal body temperature. It's something to me that helps me keep track of where my body is in its cycle. So again, this can be like something for another video, but essentially you have 4 stages of your menstrual cycle. You have your ovulation where you are bleeding, your follicular phase, you have ovulation where your egg is actually being released, and your luteal phase. And to me, ovulation can usually occur around like day 14 of your cycle. But for me, going through infertility, first of all, my body didn't ovulate, and we were trying to get my body to ovulate. And then when my body was ovulating, I was actually ovulating very early, like as early as day 10. So then I wasn't getting pregnant for so long because we were trying to conceive later. Like it was, you know, it was like a whole thing, right? So that is something to me that I have been trying to work to understand where my body is at certain points in my cycle, because I do cycle syncing, and I do that with workouts, I do that with foods that I eat, and I even do that with things like supplements that I take, is something that I've been trying recently. So that's something that's important to me. And so one thing that I do when I wake up in the morning is I take my temperature to get my basal body temperature. When your body ovulates, your body will rise a few degrees. And this is for people who are not on birth control and do still have a cycle. That's one thing that I do. But the thing is that you have to take your temperature right away. Like before I get out of bed, before I drink water, before I do anything, I always try to make sure I take my temperature. And if I'm staying somewhere else, if I'm traveling and I forgot my thermometer, then I don't have that. So something like the ring that tracks my temperature has become so beneficial to me. It's also very interesting to me because I've been noticing in a lot of videos that I watch, I see a ring that looks just like this on a lot of people's fingers these days. And I think women are starting to get more educated about our bodies, about our cycles, about our hormones. And I think that's a really fantastic thing, because it is something that I spent 30 years knowing nothing about and really didn't start to understand it until I was coming to terms with the fact that I wasn't able to have children. So that was, you know, a very eye-opening experience for me, but it's something that I do try to talk about now and try to stress the importance of just learning and educating yourself and making the best decisions that are right for you. But for me, going back, this is the Ultra Human Ring Air. It's really interesting because when you get it, they first send you basically like a ring sizer, and you put it on, you see what size ring that you need, you download the app, and then you let them know what size, and you can pick your color. So again, like I said, I pick gold. You like custom engraving if you want to, all of the things. But then when you have the, let me go to my app, it will tell you all kinds of things, right? It tells you your heart rate, tells you how many steps that you've done. It has your temperature on there. You can give yourself like different goals as well. Like give yourself fitness goals on there that you want to reach. And then my most important thing to me is just making sure that I sleep with it on, because I really do want to get that temperature as well. It's also really nice though for tracking steps. Just having some of that information. It can also tell when you sleep. It's another thing why I really like to wear it when I sleep, because it tells me when I like fall asleep, when I wake up, it tells me how long I'm in a deep sleep. And I just find that information very fascinating. So it's so fun for me every single day. Like I said, I wake up in the morning, and one of the first things that I do is I get out on my walk, and I immediately pull the app up, and it's like, how did I sleep last night? How many hours did I sleep last night? And then I like to use it for tracking for a variety of different reasons as well. So this is something that I just have really come to enjoy. You might see it sometimes in some of my videos or in some of my photos. You know, sometimes if I'm going out, I don't wear it with like all of my other jewelry, but it's really important for me to at least wear it overnight. I like to wear it on my walks, so I am tracking my fitness and that sort of thing. But I'm super grateful that they sent it to me, because I think this is going to be, you know, a really big part. I just kind of continue to be a little bit more aware of my lifestyle and how I'm doing and how I'm keeping myself in check. This is just a really good tool for me. So I'll have the Ultra Human website linked down below. I believe they were going to give me an affiliate code. I asked if I could have one since I've been having a good experience with it. I thought if anyone is interested in checking it out. So if I have that, I'll put that on the screen, and I will also have it in my description box. But otherwise, it's just something that I recommend in general. It's just something that I know has played a big part already in just kind of being more aware of what's happening in my body, the things that I can't see, and having something like this ring that can help me track those things for me. So super grateful to have this. So wanted to mention that as well as a favorite. I think I have mostly lip products to talk about. So I have two different books that I was going to share with you that I reviewed in the month of April. One I gave a 4-star review to, and one I gave a 4.5-star review to. So I'll just go through these quickly, and then we'll go into the lip products. But one book that I read is called The Intern by Michelle Campbell. It says a young Harvard law student falls under the spell of a charismatic judge in this timely and thrilling novel about class, ambition, family, and murder. So we follow Madison, who is a student, and she starts interning for Judge Catherine Conroy. And one of the reasons why Madison wants to intern with her is because her brother has been arrested. He's been involved in, you know, like drug situation, and she's convinced that her brother is innocent, and she wants to see if she can get, you know, closer to the judge to get any information on her brother's case, who also goes missing while he's in prison. So like that's a whole thing too. But then we also get the flip side, and we get Judge Catherine's side of things as well. And you know, she's got a lot going on. She has kind of a sketchier background, and you can kind of see how she was able to rise up in the rankings, how she was able to become judge, the effects of the people that have been involved in her life and how they have taken loved ones from her. It's a pretty interesting little eye-opening little novel there. It is one that I would consider more of a thriller. Like, I love a good rom-com, that's what I'm gonna recommend next, but then I also love a good thriller. I don't like something like horror or super graphic, but trying to like connect pieces, like figure it all out, I really do like stuff like that. And the ending of this one, I was like, so if you like a good thriller, I would recommend The Intern by Michelle Campbell. I will link my reviews down below, and I'll also link the books on Amazon. I do have an Amazon storefront since I'm an affiliate with them, and I do have a 2024 reads list as well. So any book that I read, I put it on that list. So if you want to see what I've been reading, you can always check that out as well. But the rom-com that I read is called Unleashed Holiday by Victoria Schade. This is a super cute book. It says, when an old rival reappears right before the holidays, a professional dog trainer must decide if the melting frost between them can make up for their rough past. Follow Chelsea Higgins, and she has a dog training business. So of course, like having all the dogs in there is always so much fun. And then one of her old, you know, like frenemies comes back into town, and that's Andrew Gibson, and he's opening like a very like bro-y gym, right? And right next to her dog training business. So she's annoyed with him, you know, there's obviously chemistry between them. So it's just kind of going along of like, if we can have like an enemies to lovers storyline. But it's super cute. It takes place around holiday time. Listen, there's this like trio of goats in the book that really, like, don't miss the goats, man, because they give like Mean Girls energy, but they're goats. And like just the animals, they make such a fun secondary cast. And I really enjoyed this one. And you know, our main character has a lot of struggles, especially with her dad passing away and kind of like not being able to move on from that, kind of you know, distancing herself from her family a little bit and those sort of things. And then you have this romance that's trying to like teach her to be able to rely on people again and trust in herself again. And so on the outside, it can kind of look a little bit more of like, this is just your standard rom-com, but it goes a little bit deeper into some topics as well, you know, pleasing your parents and things like that. And I really enjoyed this one. So if you're looking for something that's more cute, lighthearted, I would recommend An Unleashed Holiday by Victoria Schade. I'm gonna finish it off with some lip products, and I think I bought all of these, right, in the Sephora sale, and I just did my first impression video recently, but I've had these products for a while and I've worn them all, and I just think that they're all so fabulous. So I wanted to mention them in here. First of all, the Makeup Forever lip liners. All y'all told me that I needed to buy these, and thank you so much, because I did, and I love them. The shade Anywhere Caffeine, it's what I'm wearing right now. It's basically the lip liner I've been wearing since I hauled all of my Sephora products. I love this lip liner. It is so easy to apply. I love the nude shade to it. It stays. A lot of times I just wear this as a lipstick as well, and I just think that it's beautiful. It's my favorite lip liner right now. Again, the Sam Squad was recommending it. I bought it, and now the Sam is recommending it. That's not it. That's not it. The gloss that I am wearing on top of it is from Huda Beauty, and this is the Faux Filler Gloss. This is in the shade Honey. This is beautiful, and I posted like a boomerang the other day wearing this gloss, and I had so many people being like, okay, what is, I even went out to dinner with some of my foodie friends, and they were looking like, you know, at dinner, we're just like going through Instagram, and they were like, this lip comp, I was like, I know, isn't it so beautiful? The glosses are a little bit thick. That's the only thing I'll say. It's a little bit thick, and every once in a while I feel like I can get it, like it gets like a little goopy, like a little bit. That's the only thing, but otherwise I just think that it's beautiful. I keep wearing the shade Honey. I especially love this lip combo together. I just think they fit so well. But the Faux Filler glosses have been like going viral. Everyone's been loving them, and I get it. Another gloss that I just love so much, and I think that it's so beautiful, this is from Gissu. This is the Honey Infused Lip Oil. I know a lot of people complain about the scent. I will say I don't have the strongest sense of smell. I can definitely smell something, but it doesn't bother me a ton. And what I can smell, it's kind of like watermelony, and I don't mind that. But this is a beautiful, just like clear gloss with a little tiny like hint of pink, and then so much shimmer. It doesn't look super shimmery on the lips though. It just almost, it just somehow makes your lips look better. It makes them look like glassy, like glass lip. If you want glass lips, the one from Gissu is going to be so beautiful. I like this gloss so much. I just did like a close-up swatching video of it, and just because I'm like, it's so pretty. Like I don't even know, like I just want to show you how beautiful it is. So this gloss I have been wearing all the time. Also just like the packaging, like they nailed it on all fronts. And then because I said 2024 is the year where I'm wearing more bold lips, I also bought a red lip from Charlotte Tilbury. This is in Hollywood Vixen. Stunning. Stunning. So I wore this with Berry Pop, and then I've also worn it with another Makeup Forever lip liner in full red. This lipstick is gorgeous. When I think I showed like a picture, or maybe I think I was doing a get ready with me and I was showing the eyeshadow, but this was the lip product I was wearing, and people are like, what lipstick is that? Look at that. It's one of the Matte Revolution lipsticks. Listen, I either want a glossy lip or a matte lip. Like I don't want like a satin lip. This Matte Revolution is beautiful. It's stunning. It stays. This stayed through brunch. I'm gonna start doing wear tests because I get to go to so many fun meals around Las Vegas. I don't even know, like I don't even understand how I get to do some of these things. It's crazy to me, but I get to go to some of these really fun meals, and then of course, you know, it's like I need to be doing like the marketing for them. That's why I'm being hired. That's why I'm going to these places, is I need to make videos, and I'm like, I don't know how to do it because I'm not like a foodie, you know, like I don't know what I'm doing. I was like, maybe I could do lipstick wear tests while I'm going to eat at these places, and I can show you the food and I can show you how the lip products are holding up. This held up through a fantastic brunch, like pancakes, waffles, steak and eggs, lobsters, drinks, the dessert, which was like some sort of cake thing. This lipstick looked fabulous through it. I was like, okay. So from Charlotte Tilbury, if you are looking for a good red Hollywood Vixen, it makes the teeth look whiter. It's stunning. Okay, I think I did it. Those are all of my current favorites. Those are what I've been loving. I hope you enjoyed seeing a new favorites video. We had a little bit of everything in here: jewelry, makeup, mushrooms, a ring, books. Like, we had a little bit of everything in here. Let me know what you have been loving this month. I hope you have a fantastic May. Make sure to check out Ana Luisa. I will have that linked in my description box if you are looking for any new jewelry. I highly recommend them, and I'll see you in my next one.